Yeah, well, once again, we are back, we are back. As we are collaborating and as we are concluding now the last media video presentation over here in terms of sporting codes, we are firstly say we would like to congratulate the entire Skumbulile West Coast Foundation, Lamushe Global Innovative Teenage Entrepreneurs, and Vamushe Renaissance Innovation Designs, and all the empire of Lamushe, Mushe Vamushe 18 Pins, BC4A. Viva a dive in of the Viva of the Afri at Tech at Viva Technology, especially the first book company of the first book company campus Inc. IBDAwards. Therefore, in terms of sporting codes, we are collaborating and we are congratulating even the Women's World Cup that ended up in a draw of the South Africa of the Republic of South Africa in the Ladies World Cup with China and Germany, and the first one that we forgot to celebrate the comeback into the COSAFA Women's Confederations Cup that the coach of the Republic of South Africa women's team scored 17 goals in one game, and then Zambia coming in with 15 goals at the other hand. Yeah, and then now, lastly, we are trying to now to be specific. Yeah, is that once, as you have already understood, that most of the sporting codes that were also mentioned, yes, into this previously introduced playlist of the sporting codes of the Manuesto categories, is that they are skiing, ice skiing, skate skiing, ice hockey, cross-country skiing. Yeah. So if maybe Korea, just who were our inspiration in 2018 in the Winter Games of Russia and the Winter Games of 2018 in Korea Paralympic, we will honor the privilege of those kind of universities to be developed also in Korea and also in Russia, also yes in Alaska, in every country, continental country of the continental United Nations of the world, entire planet of one Earth that has got access into skate skiing or ice accesses. Yes, it also establish and build that a multi-purpose partial care and method development centers. Therefore, and each and every continental country, every country of the United Union, from Africa, from Asia, as we have already mentioned, they must have these kind of method development centers that we're talking about into their communities of informal and formal, and okay, everything has been introduced. Yeah, yeah. And then lastly, we want to ensure that all those ones who have managed to equip the skills of the coaching clinics, we want to send them back into their own primary schools, into their own secondary schools, and into their own universities. And then they become sporting guidance teachers, where they will educate what in coaching clinics the young children from the age of primary school, meaning grade R, grade 0 to grade 7 to grade 8 to grade 12. So that they be ready for the next future generation of the next ancient, futuristic, future, present, continuous generation of all generations. They are designed for the unemployed, unskilled, undeveloped as training skills for economic opportunities in the nearby future investment. When we invest in sport, sport is the only thing that combines the world, combines the universe, that combines multiracial native nations to become one, such as music. And therefore, all these multiracial sport we have introduced, we want to introduce them into disadvantaged people who are physically disadvantaged, who are mentally disadvantaged, those who are blind, as from the age of 3 years until the age of 18, with their own World Cup tournaments as all in one. So we apologize as the Olympic World Beat in the name of the ambassador of the Pick and Pay, of the author of the Exploitation Mackerel and Sharing Grasshoppers Jumping, the ambassador of the Four Legs of the Table. But yet we came back again and said that let's build these multi-purpose training skills, partial care, for also what after school programs in terms of sport, weekend programs in terms of sport, holiday programs in terms of sport. Therefore, we are summing it up by introducing and saying, when we introduce each and every single country that has been introduced from the beginning or at the last of the presentation, or every city you've introduced, you must be ensured that this playlist of the sporting codes of the Manuesto sports promotions, sport communications, and sport partnerships and sport networking is part of each and every city introduced by us as the co-founders, executive board members, administration clerks, and managers of Skumbuli West Coast Foundation, Vamushe Renaissance Innovation Designs, Lamushe Global Innovative Teenage Entrepreneurs, and the other empire companies of the Lamushe Mushe Vamushe 18 Piece Mr. Makaluza Empire Expansion of the VC4A in the name of the African United Unions and the Unions of Australia, Austria, Madagascar, Iceland, and Ireland. Thank you very much to Latin America, Middle East, and North America, and Europe, without forgetting all the 7 seas and the 7 planets, the 7. Yeah. So when we close down right now is that we are so honored and grateful for those who managed to come and watch the event of April 2020 that was happening in the Greenpoint Stadium, where cars were so big as a house, jumping all over the fences, all over there. It was a nice event. Thank you very much. Now we have closed the sporting code, but remember, when we come once again and introduce the sporting codes, is that if we can accommodate once again 100,000, 50,000 people to be educated coaching clinics of all the sports we have introduced, and then each and every one of those who have been introduced, they go into each and every country's municipality, community townships, villages, and they go into their informal settlements, formal settlements, of the human settlements, and then they educate young children from school and from the communities as projects and programs, just like it used to be before 1994 presidentiality until 2019. That only corrupted the whole entire world and only have a one specific code of sporting, which is soccer. It was a great disgrace from then. Thank you very much, but we acknowledge each and every continental, worldwide, state, country, and every company that has been supporting each and every sporting codes since way back in the 77 BC in terms of the first Athens, because this introduction is dedicated also to all the sporting codes of the Olympic beats, Paralympics, and the Winter Games of Paralympics, and also all the tournaments from each and every sport across the global world, while we are celebrating our South African born-bred, who is now the scooter biking world champion of 2021. Between March, April, and May 2021, the number one fastest man on the earth in scooter biking is there once again from the fastest man on earth, a Griqua of the District 6, Republic of South Africa, since way back 1652 after Griqua 2063. 206 years of independence. Thank you.